Stephanie White could be a little off her rocker this game, okay? This team came out listening to Stephanie White, and it was absolutely horrific to start the game. Last time you played them, 19-6, you scored 6 whole points in the first quarter with Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. Your ass ought to be fired. You ought to be fired.
Here's one coaching decision, one superstar. And now the entire basketball world is asking the same question. Did Indiana get this completely wrong? Stay with us, because the deeper you look, the bigger the story becomes. When a talented team struggles to score for an entire quarter, the conversation naturally shifts beyond the players on the floor. Fans begin looking at the game plan, the matchups, and how quickly the coaching staff adjusted once things clearly weren't working. That's exactly what happened here. With so much offensive talent available, many observers argued that such a slow start wasn't simply about missed shots. It raised broader questions about strategy, rotations, and whether the right adjustments were made quickly enough. Some fans took that frustration even further.
Stephanie White is afraid of Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner. DeWanna Bonner got info on Stephanie White. She promised something to DeWanna Bonner. Y'all remember Stephanie White never really gave us the real info on what happened with DeWanna Bonner. She tried to act like she didn't know anything. That was a damn lie. That was a damn lie.
Now things suggesting the coaching approach looked overly cautious against a veteran opponent. Others pushed back, saying those reactions were driven more by emotion than by the actual flow of the game. Whatever side you fall on, one thing is clear. The conversation had shifted from individual performances to coaching philosophy. And that's where the story became far more interesting. As clips and opinions spread across social media, speculation began moving well beyond basketball strategy. Various theories started circulating online about possible personal dynamics influencing coaching decisions. At this point, it's important to separate verified facts from internet speculation. There is no public evidence supporting claims about hidden agreements or personal motives behind coaching decisions. Those remain opinions shared online rather than established facts. The basketball discussion, however, is completely legitimate. If fans believe rotations, substitutions, or game plans aren't maximizing the roster's strengths, that's a fair topic for debate. Every coach in professional sports faces that level of scrutiny, especially when leading one of the league's most talked about teams. The bigger question becomes whether Indiana is consistently putting Caitlin Clark and the rest of the roster in the best position to succeed. That's the conversation worth having. As fans searched for answers, another point kept resurfacing. Why did the offense continue getting off to slow starts despite having one of the league's most dynamic backcourts? Why did adjustments sometimes appear to come only after the momentum had already shifted? And could those slow openings be corrected through different rotations, different spacing, or a different offensive approach? Those are difficult questions, but they're basketball questions. They're based on what happened on the court rather than assumptions about what may or may not be happening behind the scenes. One thing that can't be ignored is Clark's production.
Might be trying to make this game about her instead of about Caitlin Clark. And the fact of the matter is, if you scared of Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner, you need to go stay in the locker room and let Caitlin Clark do her thing, because she's not scared. And they're not getting in the way of her putting on another Clark show, baby.
Over her recent stretch of games, she has continued producing at an elite level, consistently creating offense for herself and her teammates. Even on nights where the shots weren't falling early or defenses focused heavily on slowing her down, she still found ways to impact the game. That's what separates great players. They continue producing even when circumstances aren't ideal. That consistency naturally leads fans to wonder whether the system around her is maximizing her strengths. Another topic that continues generating discussion is officiating. Throughout the season, physical defense against Clark has become one of the league's most talked about storylines. Fans, analysts, broadcasters, and former players have all weighed in after several highly physical games. While opinions differ on individual calls, there's little debate that Clark regularly faces.
Caitlin Clark has been absolutely dominant over the last 6 games, minus 1/3 quarter versus the Atlanta Dream in a game where she still had 26 and 7. Let's be real here about what's going on. Stephanie White.
The numbers get pulled. Defensive attention. The harder question is whether those moments are being officiated consistently from game to game. That's where opinions begin to divide. Some believe officials are simply managing physical contests the same way they always have. Others believe Clark absorbs contact that doesn't always receive the same whistle fans expect. Reasonable people can disagree. What matters is that the discussion is based on actual game footage rather than assumptions. Regardless of where fans stand, one fact remains difficult to overlook. Clark continues producing. Whether facing double teams, physical defenders, or constant pressure, her numbers continue reflecting one of the league's most productive offensive players. That resilience has become one of the defining parts of her game. It also increases the spotlight on every coaching decision surrounding her. Every substitution, every timeout, every challenge, every rotation, every possession. Because when one of basketball's brightest young stars is involved, every decision is analyzed from every possible angle. As the season continues, that's unlikely to change. Looking at everything together, the emotional bench moments, the coaching decisions that spark debate, the slow offensive starts, the questions surrounding officiating, and Clark's consistent production, the picture becomes much clearer. This isn't about one isolated play or one difficult night. It's about a team still finding its identity while carrying enormous expectations. Success brings attention. Attention brings scrutiny. And scrutiny magnifies every decision, whether it's right or wrong. For Indiana, that's now the reality every single game. The rumors will eventually fade. Social media debates will move on. But one question will remain. Can this